Dopamine is a neurotransmitter that actually we get when something feels good. Our brain releases dopamine. Things that make us feel good, they're not necessarily fundamental for our survival, but we get tempted by dopamine all the time. Children become addicted or dependent on devices because oftentimes what happens is they become a substitute for human contact.
If I am just run ragged, I'll be honest, I do the worst thing possible and keep her on it.
I like TikTok because if I'm bored or I'm not doing anything, I like to scroll through and watch some videos that make me laugh and stuff like that.
Do I feel pressure to keep her on the device by the kind of zeitgeist of society kind of thing? So yeah, you know, totally.
Well, technology is ubiquitous, it's everywhere. The average human spends, in this country, spends 4.5 hours on their electronic devices. Second to sleeping is probably the longest we spend on something in our daily lives.
When you see like a well-branded, big conglomerate company, you assume that everything they put out into the world is perfect. And it's actually not true.
I always sometimes see, 2-year-olds and they've got the phone and they know what the YouTube app looks like. I think it's a bit sad really, actually. There is a danger of, I think it affects the language, the speech and language. And I think year on year that social skills, communication and language skills they come in lower and lower. Watching tablets, phones, TV, instead of having interactions and talking to the people around them.
When I can't access my apps, I feel very left out because people at school will be saying, oh my gosh, this movie or this TV film is so nice, and then I just can't watch it, and then they will just be talking about it and I'm just there.
Sometimes I'd feel bored.
You have to get bored to get creative. And if they're not allowed to get bored, they don't develop that magical world with the castle and the dragon and and then they don't become adults who write screenplays or books.
And I think when the technology becomes a substitute for human contact, it becomes a substitute for parenting, it becomes a substitute for making contact and engaging with one another, then it becomes a problem.